Hello and welcome. Today we are playing Gold Mining Simulator. This is a new start to the game. I wanted to show a few tips and tricks that I learned over watching other people that even if you don't have any of the DLCs, this will work. So spring has begun, the Alaskan ice nearly melted, marking the start of the gold season. You just arrived and heading towards the picturesque town of Haines, the main hub for the mining operations. It's your first time in Alaska. We've prepared a series of tasks for you to guide you through the challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and click this because, I don't need to do the tutorials. If we wanted to, we could run over here and grab the story notifications, which they're all over the place. But let's see, right there. Alright, how do we pick it up? That's right there. Come on, there we go. E. Um, which helps us with discounts and like fuel and stuff like that. But what we're doing for this first episode is really not going to matter. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing going. Drive over to the bank. Oh, and one other thing, for this to work, you need to go into settings, game, and make sure this is set to timescale 1. There's a reason for that. And the reason is you're playing 1 minute to 1 minute instead of like a 12-minute time scale. So your day is going to last a lot longer, so you can get a lot more done, and then have the end of the day to smelt gold. Which you'll have to turn the time scale back up for smelting gold, or it'll take you like 15 minutes to smelt 1 bar. Don't need to stop and get fuel. We got $450, and with this method, all you have to do is buy 2 things. We're gonna lease the parcel, Old Arnold parcel, and then make sure and turn your vehicle off, save gas. So we're gonna go in here, parcels. We can lease it for $0. Buy it for $600, but we probably won't be doing that. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Exit. Man, the mouse sensitivity is high on this. Buy beginner money. Yeah. Don't tell me what to do. How do I turn the tutorial off? I know there's a way. Alright, let me check this real quick. See if I can figure this out. Because I don't want the tutorial on. There we go. Disable. Alright. Play. Continue. Alright, so that's gone. Now, the only thing we're going to buy is it's going to be the Hogpan no pump for $50. Going to get one of those. And the core, not the extension. The core. So we're going to spend $100 here total. We already have a shovel. That's all we really need. Yep. We already know it's going to be out here parked. We're right over here next to the truck. So what we're going to do is we're going to toss this in. Sorry about it. I think the mouse sensitivity is a little too high. I'm jumping back and forth. Alright, so we're going to get this in there. Jump back in the truck, start it up. And for starters, that's all we're going to do. And I'm going to drive over to the claim, and I will see you guys when we get there. So here's Old Arnold parcel, and what we're going to do is we're going to drive over here. I'm not going to worry about the fast travel things yet because they cost money. But when you have some money coming in, get those. It makes it a whole lot easier to move around. And all we're going to do is we're going to park right here. We're going to grab the core. I hate that it puts it like that. Can't see. Alright, core is over here. We're going to put that down first. There's a page, and so it just stops flashing at me. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Grab this. Put this on here. Now, with this, all we're going to do is we're going to grab a shovel, and we're going to put these in here, just like this, and keep going until you see a nugget pop up. You don't have to have any water running, nothing like that, just like this. And yeah, after a while it'll start saying you're losing pay dirt, but that's okay too. Alright, so just found a nugget, 0.41. And we're just going to keep doing that until we get like 20 to 30 ounces. There is an easier way. It's to use the mini DLC mini excavator and just slowly trickle dirt in. But this is and you always want to wait for those little lines that say "lucky you found a nugget" to go away before you put your next one in. Because if it's up on the screen, you won't get another nugget. But you're gonna have to deal with that dirt one forever until you're done with this, because there's no water running through. So we're just going to keep going like this for, I don't know, a little while. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and then when I get to like 20 ounces or so, I'll come back and we'll continue on with the next step of this. So if you were to jump back like 30 seconds, you'd see that this is only taking me about 15 to 20 minutes. If you look at the time clock at the top right corner, we're at 8:24, and it should be this scoop or the next couple scoops I should get my last gold nugget. There it is. Alright, so 1.53, we're at 31.4. I'm going to go ahead and go back to hands, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to go put it into the sell point and get rid of it, because I'm never going to use it again, and that way I don't get a worker that I don't want. So we're just going to run over here real quick, hook it up here into the sell point and sell it. And I got 25 of my 50 that I spent on it back. So we're at 375. We're going to run into town real quick. We're going to smelt some gold, and we're going to rent the big drill. That's going to be the next step. Have it shipped out here, and start drilling the claim right over here. That's behind. Right over here is where we're going to be drilling. And as soon as we start doing that, we'll be getting gold nuggets from that also. And that is how we're going to start our gold mining journey, with a bunch of gold nuggets from drilling. We could have started that way, but I believe it's like 2,800 to or 2,700, something like that, to rent the drill for one day. And as you can see, we only started with 450. Even with the loan, you'd only get 1,200, so you'd only have like 16. So you have to do some hog panning to start. Unless you have the mini DLC, then maybe you can do it with the mini excavator. But, I mean, that's kind of pushing it too, because you'd have like no money to smelt gold at all. I remember there used to be the longest loading time right through here, and now it's like a flash of my new computer. It is so nice. I probably should put it in 4-wheel drive, but whatever. We're almost out to the pavement. Yeah, there's notes, all the stories all along through here, so I mean, if I wanted to stop and get them, we could, but like I said, I think the only thing that really helps you on is fuel. I've heard people say it helps you in the store. I haven't seen prices go down, because I've purposely looked at stuff, went and picked up a couple pages, and then came back, and they were still the same price. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's see what we can do for 375. How much can we melt for? Okay, so 3.7 ounces. I mean, we could sell just a little bit and do a 20-ounce bar. I was going to smelt it. And then remember, when you get to this part here, that you have to go into your settings and change this back to 12, or it's going to take you forever. So there should be a page right here. That signboard gets in the way. And then there's also one for those who want to pick these up right away. There's also one right over here. Right there. And if you go down this road right here, down to the right, there's like a little village where that truck's at, and there's like 3 pages in there, I think. How much more time we got? 7 minutes still. Alright, well. Yeah, we have time. We'll run down here. We got lots and lots of time for drilling today. And the cool part about the nuggets, too, is the fact that you don't get charged royalty tax. I know that there's someone right around on one of these poles, I believe. There's no story popping up there, so it's not there. Let's run down here. Okay, there's the story. Now, I could hit tab and go right to the truck. There it is right there. But I'm going to grab this first. And I believe there's one up here. It's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me here for a second. I don't see it on the house. Don't see it on the totem. What am I missing? Where is it at? It's got to be on the ground. There it is. And there should be one more somewhere right over here, I think. I could be wrong. There it is. Alright, so is it on this? No. Like I said, it has been a while. It might be under the car. Yeah, there it is. Alright, now we just hit tab. Map. And jump into the truck. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay. Interesting. Used to be able to hit tab and just jump to your truck from here. Oh, that's not that far around. We'll just run back down here. Maybe I'm missing the control. Anyway, we're going to grab this gold bar here. And it doesn't show there, but it'll show in your hand after you're done. So we got that. We're just going to toss it in here real quick. I mean, if you wanted to get technical, you could probably take the time and slow it down to where it's at 1 scale right now, but it really won't matter that much. We're going to sell this one, go back over, smelt the rest of it, go sell that, and then go rent the drill and have it moved over. And you don't have to pull the gold bar out. You can leave it in the back of the truck. You can leave it laying at the station back there, the blacksmith. So we're going to get 4,000 for that. We're just going to go ahead and sell it. Yes. So now we have a little bit of money. And we'll have enough to smelt the rest of it. And we won't need to buy anything from the store until after we get done drilling. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like the first few holes, and then I'll just pause screen, and then if I have like a big gold nugget, I'll unpause it and show that one, and then at the end we'll see how much we have total. Turn it off. Save fuel. Alright, so we can do a full 20-ounce bar. It's going to cost us $19.84, and it loses 2 ounces, so it's only going to be an 18-ounce bar, but that's fine. So let that run. I could have swore there was a thing you could jump to the vehicle, though. Next tool, previous tool. Headlights rotate. Nope, nope, nope. Let's go to controls and see. Because when you're on the claim, you can hit tab and that works. If you're in a vehicle, maybe that's why I'm not in the vehicle. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind running back and forth a little bit. So I'm going to show you that you can also just lay them here on the table, because like when you get further on in the game, there'll actually be some placed out there for you when you do a big smelt, and you'll just have to pick up the small one. Kind of sucks this thing takes so long, but it is what it is. Wish we could ride this thing. Ring, ring, ring. I mean, you see Parker riding one in, what, season 1? Knock, knock. Let me in. Give me my gold. I wish you could, like, get your own smelter and be able to smelt it yourself. Alright, let's go pick up a shiny gold bar. And then we're going to smelt the last of our gold, which is 7.67. We're going to lose 7 or 3/4 of an ounce, and it costs 7.56. So we'll smelt that. And you can just set this right here. You don't have to take it with you. But if I want to be able to get the second one, which will give us a total of 24 ounces, 25 ounces total, then I had to wait here for the 15 minutes. It's kind of boring, but this is part of the game. There's ways to speed it up, but you have to get magnetite first. And that'll be one of the things we do, is we'll get the timer sped up. You know, it reduces time, speed's twice as fast. I don't remember if this is 3 or 4 times as fast, but you know, then you have cost. It costs you a little bit less. Gold loss is less. And the amount you can smelt at one time. Like this one here, I think takes up to 40. That one's 80, and then that one's unlimited, if I'm not mistaken. I did get the Gems and Glory DLC. I haven't played with that at all. I might do a little bit in this series. I haven't quite made up my mind yet if I'm going to put it into this or have it as a separate series, because it is its own claim. It's this one over here. But there's like parts to get into this marshland. You gotta suck the water out of this. There's a road going down to an abandoned mine over here, but you have to put in a bridge first before you can get to the claim or that. And then there's also a landslide over here you gotta take care of. It's like it's a bunch of stuff that I'm not quite sure would be good as a video, but it is what it is. Let's see. We have 4 minutes? No. It says 4 hours, but I think it's 4/10 of an hour. Because it should only take, yeah, it's 2 minutes of an hour. Okay, so when we get to 44, somewhere there, it should pop up saying we have a gold bar ready. Of course, it's gonna prove me wrong. There it is. All right, so we got our second gold bar, and it's 6.8 to go with that, so we're at 24.8. We can leave them there. We don't have to carry them with us. Start this up. And before we go too much further, I'm also going to go back, game, and put this back at 1. Apply, back, play, continue. And the reason for that is we need all the time we can get for this to work, and only have to be charged 1 day for the drill. I mean, you could spend a couple days doing the drills, but I mean, why spend the extra money if you don't have to? I'm also going to, actually we do need one thing first, because we are going to go through, actually let's go to the bank first. Go to the bank first, then we'll come back over to we need to pick up a couple of drill heads and a fuel tank. So, but we'll have enough money for that, it's fine. Sell gold bars. So we got 22,000 for the 18 ounces and 8,300, sell all. And now we have 31,000. It's going to cost us 20, let's just say 3,000 to be safe for the drill rental. Another probably 1,000 for the I can't even think what I'm thinking. Transport cost, 1,000 to 1,500. So we're gonna go in here. Now I've seen people buy reinforced heads. They cost 10 times as much, but they don't last 10 times longer. So your best bet is to just come in here, get the regular one. Don't get the reinforced. Ooh, drill. We're gonna get 2 of these. If we have to, we'll come back. And then I'm going to pick up the fuel trailer. Yeah, we can do that too. Alright, so that's like 9,000, 10,000 right there. Yeah, almost 11. Order. Go pick up our drill bits, attach the fuel trailer. Go fuel them both up, and then we'll go rent the drill and go from there. Like I said, this is kind of a step-by-step how to get rich on day one. I mean, not rich, but put yourself in a good position. There are other ways too. Like, I don't buy tier, I guess it would be 2, the mobile wash plant. There's just no point in it. You're better off to rent tier 3. I guess, yeah, it's tier 3, which is a level 1 regular wash plant. Rent all that stuff and go from there. There's no reason to purchase all that because you're going to end up just getting rid of it and moving on to other better stuff anyway. So why put the money into it? Alright, so how much money and fuel are going to cost? Let's fill the truck up first, so we don't have to worry about him. $100 there, and then this thing's going to cost, gotta remember to save 10 something a gallon. Whoa, that's pricey. Oh, we could fill it up. That's only 2,700. Okay, that's fine. We'll have plenty of money. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over to the big tool or big machine workshop or sales floor or whatever they call it now. And then after we purchase this, I will do a slight jump cut just so we can get back to the claim. I'm probably going to stop and grab these pages over here on the way too. Although I could show you that too. There are pages right up here. There's one. Right here in the middle of the tracks. Somewhere right in here. Right there. And then down on the side of this building down here, there's another one. Alright, so that's that for that, and then we'll just run back over here. Unfortunately, you can't jump fences. I don't know why. Should be able to jump that and just go over there, but go around, go over here, rent the drill, and then have it transported. So let's see, the drill is going to cost us, yeah, 3,000 to rent. So you rent that, you come over here, click order. Yep, yes, we know about transport. Anybody doesn't know, you just come over to this window here and you say a drilling machine moved over, 1,500 costs. Move your machines down here. That's it. It'll be at the claim when we get there, and I will see you guys over there. Alright, we're back here at the claim, and this is the big drill. Let's see. You can't see the fuel while you're in this, so you have to kind of look at here when you start it up. How much fuel did they give us? Half? I'm guessing. Let's see. Where is the fuel? There it is. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and fill this up now. Come around over here, grab the nozzle, and fuel her up. See how much it goes down. Shouldn't be too bad. I don't think this thing takes that much. The huge excavator, that one can take a lot. I mean, 15%, half a tank, so 30% if it's empty. That's not too bad. Alright, we'll jump back up in here. Go do a couple of holes over here. And then we're going to do some jump cuts. I have done this numerous ways, and I think the best way is to start on the right side and just continue to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then when you get down, because there's another section back there, we look at the map, the gold map here. We're on this claim here. We're going to be drilling across this way. I'm not going to worry about these outside edge ones. I'm going to drill here, come this way, up and down like this. And that way when we come across here, it'll go right into the next one. We'll just have to come down a little further and just keep going across all the way. At least that's the idea. Let me know if you guys have ever messed with the Orange Beast stuff. I have not currently. I do plan to, either in this season or the next of the Gold Rush. Let's see, is it this one I want? I think it's this one here. Now, I've done this before where you do a hole here and then a hole on the other side, which I think is what I'm going to do. You only have to hit the button once. It does all the work for you. It'll tell you if you're too shallow. It's F and R, goes up and down. Drill only mineable. Yeah, okay, so you have to go for it a little bit, wait for the drill to come up. Move forward, and then the second drill, if we were doing both of them in both spots, would be about here. The same thing, just hit the F, it goes down. Hopefully, we'll start getting some gold nuggets. As you can see, we have 0 gold right now. We're not going to be doing any drilling, any mining until the drilling's done. Okay, so that should show on our gold map that we drilled that, if we look. And you can see, there's a total of 31 ounces in that section. And it's only 1.6 meters deep. So, not bad, not great. Let's go ahead and go on, move over here. I want to get, you gotta be careful too when you go on the hills and stuff, because it starts to slide you sideways. But I've done this before and had like really good gold in here, and then I've also had no gold, and all the gold's in this area here, so I really won't know until we do a few drills. Oh, something else I was going to say, the Hogpan area where we're doing the shoveling, that ends up being, when you start out, like 6 or 7, 8 shovelfuls to get a gold nugget, and at the end it was taking 23, 24. It's like every second time you get a nugget, it bumps it up. Like you have to have another scoop in there. So if it starts at 8, it'll do 2 at 8, then 2 at 9, 2 at 10, etc. I mean, it's not an exact science, but it's pretty close. And the biggest nugget I got was 2.19 over there. Hopefully, we'll get something here soon so I can show you guys that this works. Something else too, if you look at the gold map, if you see here, you scroll way in, you can see that I put 2 here, and then because I was over far this way, I put 2 here. You can actually do this where it's 2, 4, 6, 8 holes per square if you wanted to. Which is ridiculous, that's a lot. Last time I did this doing a double square, it was about 3 hours of drilling. So I mean, multiply that by 2, you're looking at 6 hours of drilling. That's a lot. And of course, if you don't hit it just right, then all of a sudden only 2 holes show up. You have to back up a little bit, drill a second one. Ends up being 5 or 6 holes sometimes. But again, if we look at this, Like I was too far this way on this one here, so I only got 2 of the holes instead of 4. On this one I was too far this way, so I only got 2 instead of the 4. I have done 5 holes in, or 5 drills in one parcel square, and had 4 of the 5 give me gold nuggets. Just because I wanted to test it to see if it worked, because I got 2 in the same ones. I figured, let's just back up and see if we can do it again. There's one for us. 4.17 ounces. So we're going to go ahead and drill out this this row here, and then I'm going to do a jump cut till we're at the end. Like I said, unless I get some big gold nuggets or something in there, then maybe we'll put those in too. I want to try to keep it square if you can, though. That way you have all your drill holes going down the middle of the rows. Uh, 1.11. I mean, every nugget helps, right? You will get some small ones, you'll get some big ones. The biggest I've seen doing drilling was 17. I've heard of people getting 18, 30, somewhere in that range, but I personally have never seen it. Not for drilling. I have got a 30 while using the Glacier Creek wash plant, and Tier 5 basically. Is Glacier Creek? Is Tier 5? Yeah. And as much of a pain in the butt as they are sometimes, like, you can do it on this this parcel without using Frankenstein's, but when you get over to like Pine Valley, so like 6.74 on that one. When you get over to let's see, not Pine Valley, that's this one here. You can probably do that without. But Nighthawk, yeah, Pine Valley and Nighthawk, those two there. Riverside you can probably get away without, but I would use them there too because it gets pretty deep. These ones are very deep though, and so you really want to have the Frankensteins because it's a long trek too to move your dump truck every single time you want to dump, and then your wash plant's around with nothing going through it forever until you get your next truck back over there. Because it is hard to, like, if you're at the very back of the claim over there, and you're trying to run all the way over to there to that, to dump dirt, it can be difficult. And then once you get the Frankensteins, there's no need to have a hopper or a hopper conveyor anymore, so you can get rid of those and quit spending money on the electric motors and the hopper buckets. How much is this one? 12.93. That's a big size one. There we go. So we're going to start, see, I'm like 34 minutes in already. I'm going to do a couple more here and then just start doing jumps for the big nuggets. Because I don't think anybody wants to see me sitting here drilling for 3 hours. Oh, come on, give us one more good nugget before we... And you cannot turn the parking brake off until that thing's back into its upright position. And if you see on the ground there, that's where the drill's going to go. If you just watch to the side, you can kind of see where you kind of want to be for your drill marks. One spot that's really hard to do is that little hump right there, and then also just on the other side of that where the divot's at. It's really hard to drill in those spots, so I'm probably only going to get like one drill per spot on those two. 2.17 ounces. Okay, we're gonna start doing jumps now. I'll see you at the next nugget. There's 3.8 ounces. There's a big nugget, 17.29 ounces. So I'm not going to show all the smaller ones, but I'll show the bigger ones. And we'll just go along through here as we go. There's another 14.53 nugget. That was like 2 square. 10.48 ounces. I was told that like if you were to do multiple holes per thing here, per square, that it gives you more accurate information. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I'm going to check real quick. We're at, if we go to this one here, it says we have 148.18 ounces. I'm going to do my next drill real quick and see if it changes. So 143, is that what it said? Let me double check that real quick. 148.18, okay. Like I said, I don't know if it's true or not, but might as well try and see. 17.13, so that's in the same square too. So we're 148.18. If we look now, yeah, see, 164.10. It did go up. So the more you drill, the more information you have, which is, you know, good to know. I don't know. Let's see if we do a third one here, if it changes again. So 164. Yeah, 164.1, 10 meters deep. Okay. Hopefully another big nugget too. Another 14.25. And let's see what it says here. You see now it's back down to 148. So I don't know if it makes sense or not. I guess we'll just keep going with 2 per hole, or 2 per square, and see what happens. I do need to point out though that we're not done with 2 rows, and we already have 106 ounces of gold. I didn't show the couple of small ones that came in with 1.49 and something else. So I'm just going to continue on here and see what we get when we get closer to the end. Another 7.8 ounces, still in row 2. Doing alright. Another 6.41. Another 15.38. I'm just going to pop in and show ones that are above 10 or more now, because the smaller ones are going to be too much after a period of time. That, I mean, it's just going to be an hour long of me popping in and out. So I'll pick up the bigger ones and let the small ones go by. There's 16.38. Nice big nugget. Another 12.36 ounces. And for the end of row 2, we're at 173.117 ounces. Doing pretty good. Since we have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and this would be like 14 rows left to do. So doing pretty good. Another 14.76 ounce nugget. Another 15.46. Doing alright. 13.35 ounce nugget. I had a couple of smaller ones in there, totaling like 9.5 ounces. So we're up to 226 now. So this one's only 9.86, but I wanted to show that how difficult it is to drill on some of the spots. Like right here, I'm going to have to go around to get back up, because it will not climb up. Like if I take the parking brake off, it just wants to slide back down, but I try to go up and it gets to a certain spot and it just doesn't want to go. So you kind of have to sometimes kind of finagle it a little bit and work it like that. If you want to get a second hole, you can. It's difficult to do is all. Another 10.28. If you are going to do ones with just one hole, try to get as close to the number as possible. It does help. I don't know why, but it just seems to, like if you're trying to go for nuggets, getting close to the number seems to help better. 12.04 ounce nugget. At the end of row 3, we were at 252. So we're doing alright. We'll have a good load by the time we get done. Another 12.87 ounce nugget. 15.43. Doing pretty good. Up to almost 300 ounces. 16.57. I think it's the second biggest. I think we had a 17. So we're doing alright. We're at 318. There was a couple of small ones that happened. But also, this hump back here, I drilled right on top of the number, which would have been like right about here. And if I look at my map, it's not showing up like I drilled it. So I'm going to have to come back and drill that again when I come back up this way. So that's something else you need to watch out for when you are doing drilling. Like if it's a weird terrain or something like that, sometimes it just doesn't work properly and doesn't count the drill hole. I don't know why. A 12.86 ounce nugget. And while I was drilling here, I went through and looked. If you were to pick one DLC to get, I believe it would be Frankenstein DLC. But if you were to go buy the game right now and purchase all of the DLCs, including the game, you can get it for all like 20 bucks. It's $2.99 for the game on sale right now. $8 for the new DLC, Gems and Glory, and then like $2.80 for the other two. So like I said, for under 20 bucks you can get the entire game with all DLCs. It's not a bad deal. 15.36 ounce nugget. I also forgot at the end of row 3 we were at 325 ounces. So we're at 354 now. 17.48 ounce nugget. Not a bad one. Another 12.75 ounce nugget. Up to almost 400. I am also going to re-drill that little mound there, or try to, see if I can get a drill hole on it. See what there is available or what's not available there, I don't know. So I re-drilled 136 and we got 15.81 ounce nugget. And I said before we were end of row 3 at 325. That'd have been end of row 4. So just making that correction real quick. And then we're going to add 15 to that, so looking at 340 at the end of row 4. We've had our first breakdown here. We're going to, I'm going to get back in here, turn it off real quick, so we're not wasting fuel. And then I believe it's 4. Yeah, 4. We're going to unscrew this drill bit. Take it off. Wrong way. This way. I'm just going to toss this in the sell point because that's where it's going to go to begin with when we're done. So we're about 5.5 rows in, and there's 16 rows. So I may end up having to buy another drill at some point because you can't move it after it's been broken. So unfortunately, so we're just going to toss that in here. Run over here, grab the truck, and we're going to actually pull it closer too. And we'll grab one of those bits out and change it up real quick. I'm probably just going to park it, I don't know, right up here because we're going to need it again at some point. And as soon as we get this thing put in and screwed back together, now I believe you can do this without screwing it together, but I mean realism. In fact, let's just check. There's 1. There's 2. And we're back to drilling. So we're pretty close to the end of row 6 here. Got technically like, what did we say? 16 total, I think. So we're doing alright. We're at 433 ounces. We'll see you in a minute. And that breakage is doing 2 holes per square. So if you're doing 1, you'd probably only need 1 extra drill bit. Just something to think about. I mean, if you're doing one, you're probably going to be in the 400 to 500 ounce range at the end. I'm looking to hopefully be in the 800 to 1,000 range at the end. 13.28 ounce nugget. Got 2 squares left in the row 6. 10.66 ounce nugget. We are starting row 7, and we're at 457 ounces. 15.24 ounce nugget. I think I'd done like 10 holes before I got a good one. We're now at 500 ounces though. And this is the section I was talking about, you know, where you have to kind of work around. I'll drill 2 holes here, I'll try to get one here, and then I have to go up and around to get back up here. It's kind of a pain, but I mean, if you're getting good gold nuggets, it's worth it. I went a little too far, I'm going to back up some. In fact, I may only get one in 211, and then one at the top of 210. And a 12 ounce nugget there. I mean, you can get 2, but it's hard to work sometimes. Like, I'll try to go up this way, get one here, and then I'll swing to the left to swing the back end around. Try to get my second one, and then drive up and around to get the rest of that up there. Because it goes on, I don't know, a few more squares. I might be able to get one at the bottom here. It's really hard to tell until I try it. Let's see, about there, I think. And if the dozer starts to slide sideways, or the drill, I guess, it'll actually put chunks, like divots in your ground. I had it happen back there a little ways back. Okay, so now I'm just going to try to swing this way around. Get one down here like this. And then coming back at the top. Because there's 1, 2 or 3 more squares I gotta try to drill. And you really can't go that way, so you kind of have to go this way over here. And then coming back around, when we come back the other way, we'll just be able to cruise back through. But as you can see, it's kind of hard at times to move this thing up this hill. It just doesn't want to fully commit to it. So I'm going to turn it to the left a little bit. See if I can get it to go up more that way. And then once you get to that certain point, you can kind of turn it back around to head back up. Alright, so we were doing 235, 210. I think we were doing 235. Let me look just to make sure. No, we were doing 210, okay. So there's only like 2 more squares after that. I could have just turned around, but then I'd miss all these ones up here too. So then, not too far, back it up. We'll get this one, get the last couple here, and we'll turn around and go back the other way. But that's how you sometimes have to do it, to work your way around. And we got a 13.5 ounce nugget out of it, so that's a pretty good deal. Alright, I'll see you with the next big one. Just found a 13.52 ounce nugget. 11.67 ounce nugget. We're starting row 8. Another 12.37, next hole. That's pretty good. We're up to 566 now. So we're doing about 80 ounces a row. 10.10 ounce nugget. So we've had three in a row of big nuggets. And it's not quite 80 ounces, a little less than 80 ounces per row. But we're getting there. This is a very time-consuming task. That's why I'm jumping in and out. If you went back to when I started drilling, it was like 9:45. It's got a 9.61 ounce nugget. And now it's 11:32 in game, so I've been drilling for almost 2 hours. 16.48 ounce nugget. That's a good one. Hopefully we get quite a few more like that. 13.51. That's the first one, big one, in probably 10 drills. We're up to 640 ounces, and we're on row 9. 12.92 ounces, finishing off row 9. I got like 2 more holes to drill. So row 9 was kind of a dud. We got like 30 ounces for the whole row. I'm hoping it picks up on the future ones. And it hasn't like stalled out on me or something, I don't know. Which is weird because we were getting decent numbers for the actual gold. If we look at the map. Like 137, 193, 228. These ones are 90, 60, 40, 160, 170, 180. But they're super deep though. So they're not like real great. So hopefully it picks up. Yeah, second hole in the row 10, it's 13.89 ounces. That's better. 13.51 ounce. So I was doing a little research, and if you wanted to buy this game and all of the DLCs, it's $17.75, and then if you wanted to purchase the upgrade pack for the game, it's like $1.49 or something. So you can get everything for under 20 bucks right now through December 1st, 2025. And that's, you know, in case you guys are watching this in the future and miss the sale. Another 11 ounce nugget. 15.49 ounce nugget. Now we're getting closer. We got a few rows left. So yeah, I'm gonna link the store Steam Powered in the description for the game and the DLCs. Like I said, right now it says add all DLCs to the cart for $16.25, and the game is $2.99. So not a bad deal. There's 5 DLCs. I think they're doing a sale on it right now because Gold Mining Simulator 2 is coming out next year, and they want to probably get as much of the sales off of it as they can before they have to start doing more for the other game. 9.99 ounce nugget. First time we've had one in a while. 12.13 ounce nugget. I think we're on row 11. We just crested 800 ounce. 14.69 ounce nugget. So we just had our second breakdown. I don't think I should have filled the drill up either with fuel because it's still 3/4 of a tank. Oh, that's gonna be a pain. There we go. We're just gonna toss this in the back of the truck and grab the other one. We'll throw it away later. We're at 827 ounces with like 1 hole or 2 holes left to drill on row 11, so not too bad. We should be able to finish it with this drill. If not, I'm going to have to run to town and buy a new one just so we can return it because you can't move it when it's broken. And I don't think you can repair these either. Maybe once you have a mechanic they can repair them, I don't know. Because there are mechanics available. Somewhere. There we go. Back in business. Alright, finish that one off, and we will move on to the next one. I think I'm just going to drill the rest of this out without cutting back in and out, because I want to try to keep this under an hour, and I'm at like 55 minutes right now. So, I'll see you guys at the end. I just placed the last drill hole and returned, well, I haven't returned it, but I brought it over to the sell point, the drill, and we are at 1219.468 ounces. So that's pretty good. I don't need to take the fuel tank with me, so I'm going to take that off, and we're going to go smelt all this gold ore. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to smelt up 6 of them, go sell them, and then, let's see, yep, so, hold on, we have one more in the back of the truck. And then we're going to sell those 6 and then be able to do the rest of them. So I'm going to get on doing that, and we will see how much money we made at the end. So we're getting down to the end here. I just had something kind of strange happen. There's a thing that said thief stole the fuel out of my truck. I went over to check to see how much fuel was left, and ended up breaking my fuel filter. So if you run out of fuel, don't try to start your vehicle. It'll break the filter. You have to replace it. And then I had to get a jerry can and run down and get some fuel. This is the last bar. It's like 19 something. Well, we're going to lose like 2, so it's going to be like 17 something. And as you see, it's 5:30 in the morning. We started this at, what, 1400, so 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's the last one. We're going to click exit. Now, I've sold 6 gold bars so far. And this is the pile of gold bars we have left. I was going to try to put them in stacks of 5, as you see. That one, that one, that one, and that one. And then I realized there's not enough room on the table. So I just started piling them up. This is 55 gold bars. So we're going to run over to the bank real quick. Wrong button. And sell these and see how much money we have. I really don't want to do tier 2, which is the mobile wash plant. I want to go straight to tier 3. And so hopefully this will be enough money to do that. 6 gold bars gave us 130,000. So we should be pretty good here, I think. Alright, so there's way too many to count, but I know it's 55. And we have 25,000 left of the 133,000 I think we had from selling the other ones. So let's see what we have now. Sell all these gold bars, and we're at 1.22 million. So we made 1.2 million off of 55 gold bars. So we have 2 options here. One, we can buy this outright for 600,000 and then get the equipment to work it, or we could just keep leasing this one. I don't want to buy tier 3. I want to rent it, because why buy it and then have to sell it later? You know, use a small amount. So if we go over here and look at this, we can rent like this stuff for, you know, fairly cheap. There are a couple things that I will purchase outright, like the container to move stuff from claim to claim, the electric generator, the fuel tank over there. If we use Frankenstein's, we don't need these. And then, of course, these are not tier 3, so I'm going to buy those outright. But if we're going for tier 1 to start with, we can save ourselves a ton of money by $1,000, and we won't have it for that long anyway, instead of spending 25 and then losing half that cost. So with that being said, I think I'm going to purchase a rock truck, which is 96,000. I will purchase, I don't think I'll get that one yet. We are going to go straight to the huge excavator, which is in the Orange Beast DLC. And like I said, everything's on sale right now, but that's 286,000 right there. And this thing is a monster. It fills up the dump truck way faster than the front end loader does. that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for stopping by and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click that like button. It really helps out the channel. If you have any questions, comments, tips, let me know down below and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.